back to the podcast, and you're listening to the Traveling Pants of a Single Mom. And of course, I have my homegirl co-host Tosh. Say hey, girl.
What's up?
And we have Miss Ziggy. Say hey.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, girl. Hey. So, how you guys doing?
I'm
Chilling good.
Did you do
Tonight.
You feeling good tonight? Yes. I left my wine. Oh,
Okay.
you know, I gotta get the wine. I gotta get the wine.
You got started on.
All right, y'all. Tosh, you was drinking?
Podcast prop.
Okay, so we are back again this week, episode 71. We're making progress. We're doing our thing. And tonight's topic, we're going to be talking about, do you feel people are born gay?
Or homosexual.
Homosexual?
Is the technical term.
I mean, gay, homosexual.
Because gay can mean happy too.
Well, they know what we mean.
I'm gay.
People
How
are
you
born
doing?
happy. Right.
So, what's your opinion? I like to start off with y'all. Give y'all opinions.
Well, I love to bring facts to the show because I want everybody to feel like they learn something every time they watch the show. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I have stats for you, but I think I'm going to save them to the end.
To the end, okay.
But in my opinion, I think it could be either way. I know I have a cousin who, when he was 3 years old, told me that when he was my age, he was going to have his own boyfriend. Mm. 3. And he used to try to wear my clothes and my high heels and everything like that, which meant he identified with a female, but he was also sexually abused when he was a child.
See? So, but would that be considered being born gay? Because a lot of the times, a lot of gay men, not all obviously,
not all.
They are sexually abused. And that's why.
And that's the first person they had that sexual encounter with.
According to psychologists, your first sexual encounter or experience as a child, or the first one you have, sets the tone for your sexuality. So
are we saying you are not born gay, and then there is trauma that happens along the way that causes that sexual preference?
What are you thinking, Tosh?
I think so, and I don't think so. I think there's two types of gay.
Yeah, so it's a yes and no.
Homosexual people that prefer to be homosexual. I feel like you can possibly be born, which I would think that is more of a generational curse.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Something that's passed down, because you can see it. There's some kids you can actually see it. If they're little boys, you can see they're very feminine at a very young age, and those are probably boys or whatever, males, females that haven't been touched, and you have little girls that are just straight up tomboys.
Yeah.
So I've seen those cases, and then I've seen where you have people that so-called say, how do I say so-called? I gotta be careful with my words, but people that say they pretty much identify themselves with being a homosexual because they maybe had a bad experience with the opposite sex, and now they found it where they're tired, they're fed up, and maybe there's that same sex that came along, and it just happened to feel right. Emotions came into play, and when before you know it, they're in love with that person. So it could be a friendship, love, whatever you want to call it, that just went a little too deep, and now they consider themselves being in love with that same sex. So I see that too,
which I feel is the root of that is trauma.
Yeah.
right?
But
not necessarily preference.
I mean, so I had a podcast episode with Island, my girl Island, and she was saying for her, she felt like from as long as she can remember, she was
attracted to women,
but she had masculine things, masculine tendencies, things that she just connected with. She said she never liked wearing a dress from as long as she can remember. She didn't like wearing dresses. She didn't like doing the girl thing. Always had her basketball shorts, and she said she feel like she was born that way, like she was born in the wrong body, and this is someone, I don't know if she personally had any trauma that caused her to feel that way, but yeah, that should have been a question. But from the way she explains it, that was always her preference. She's always felt like,
she didn't know, but she always knew she was different than.
Right.
I have a homosexual friend also who says that he was just always attracted to men. He was never abused sexually. Anyway, so I was saying I have a homosexual friend who he just said he's known his whole life also, but he didn't know really how to express it when you're young, and especially when you're not sexually active. But he was never sexually abused. He did say he grew up around all females. His father wasn't around. He grew up around all females. His mom, aunts, sisters. So he picked up a lot of feminine
tendencies,
habits from them. But he always knew. So I think there's cases where both. And this is my theory on what you were saying. People they cross over once they have a bad experience with other. A lot of people, especially ones that we feel like maybe are born gay, I feel like our soul is an entity outside of us.
Oh, right.
And I feel like everybody's soul identifies with a gender. Okay?
I've heard that.
And I feel like reincarnation is real.
So you picked the boy body instead of the girl body.
Exactly.
Right.
Dang, you got in the wrong body.
Because I used to watch these YouTube videos. I don't know if y'all heard of Jessie. I think her girl name is Jessie or Jessica, but she was born a boy, and she has a whole YouTube channel. So she was born a boy, and she identified as a female, and from all she knew, from young. So now she's a trans, girl. She's got to be like a teenager now, like in her early 20s, maybe a little bit over teenage years. But her parents, so would y'all even be okay with this? Especially y'all both have boys, but your boy is big. But, her parents was okay with her being a trans child.
You have a lot of people like that now.
Yeah, so she identified, and this is what she wanted, and they were okay with it. So they transitioned her from then, allowed her to be a girl, or I guess she's a her. And the way she explains it as well is that that's something she's always, and from what I can understand, based on the family history, because they put all the family stuff, it's like a reality show.
It's a whole,
yeah, and I don't, you can't really speak for people's trauma, so I can't say it was trauma or wasn't, but it didn't seem like that was I feel like,
you feel like she had
like you said,
a healthy upbringing.
Yeah, I feel like she had a healthy upbringing, but like you said, I feel like you could be born gay and it could be trauma.
And sometimes it's just a lifestyle choice. So it could be either or. I feel like there are people who are born not attracted to the opposite sex, in that they can't help it. I know people who have struggled with being gay because they didn't think that it was right. They didn't want to be gay. So that makes me feel like they were born that way.
Yeah, that's what Island was saying.
But they don't agree with it because of religion.
Right. That's what Island was saying. She was like, she struggled for so many years because she felt like it was wrong, so it was like, no, I can't, I gotta fight that, I gotta fight the urge, and it was like,
and not be happy.
Yes, I guess you have to choose you, but I don't know, I guess.
How would you feel if but it's not just boys who are trans. There are females who are trans also.
I think it's so different. I know that's biased and it's probably not right, but I feel feel like it's different with women.
I feel like it's
I have
exactly the
said
same.
that. I think it is different with women because I'm like, okay, I can get two soft bodies touching each other, but two hard bodies touching each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My question is, I've always wanted to know, and I don't have a problem with anybody because I have plenty of gay friends. I know people that are gay.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
I have family members that are gay. But I've always, one of the questions that I've always wondered about, because you have so many different types, they have different names. So, you have bisexual, trisexual, you have, what is the other?
All type of sex.
Lipstick.
I think
Lipstick lovers or whatever.
I think when you start to go into buy and try, people are just being selfish.
I don't know. But
It's
anyway,
been-
I think they are. But go ahead.
I don't know. But my question is, and maybe somebody that is, I would love for the different types or whatever to respond to this, because I've always wondered, if I'm a female, and let's just say I prefer females, if I prefer a female, I would think I like a female, I'm attracted to female because she looks like
A female.
right? A female. So if I had the opportunity, or if I, wanted to be lesbian or whatever, I think I would be a lipstick lesbian. Is that what it is? Lipstick lesbian? Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, because I think I would want somebody to look just like me.
Versus.
But why would the person that is a female attract to another female? Why would you want to be attracted to someone that looks like a guy? I never understood that. Or why would you be a gay guy that likes a guy
Girly.
that looks a girly guy?
And that to me, see, here's the psychology in me. That is trauma. When you're attracted to a woman because she is a woman, you're a lesbian. When you're attracted to a woman because she looks like a man, you have something against men. To me, sorry, to me, and I feel like the root of a lot of people dating the same sex is just because they've had bad experiences with the opposite sex.
I mean, I feel like that again.
And they're confused.
It's a contributing factor, but again, I guess every case is different.
It's different.
Every case is different. I feel like people could be born gay because again, I've met people that feel like they've always been that way. They've always, if they are a female, they've always been masculine and wear basketball shorts and always did what the boys do. And then if they're a guy, they always were feminine. But I feel like it's case by case. I feel like it's a trauma too. A guy, he could get raped by a guy, and now, I mean, Donnie McKirkland, he talks about it.
Right.
Really?
He,
Fall down.
but we get up.
Okay.
Donnie McKirkland, he talks about it.
He was raped?
Yeah, he was raped.
He actually went through a
He went through. And I only know because I went to a Winterfest. If anybody from church listening from back in the days used to go to Winterfest, we went to Winterfest, and he was one of the artists there, and he did a mini concert, and he spoke about him being molested by his uncle. Yeah, I think it was his uncle. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure people will. But I believe it was his uncle who molested him. And for a long time, he struggled with his sexuality. And to the point that he was attracted to men. So he knew that being with a man is wrong. So he just didn't date. Because he didn't have that desire for women. Because he was stripped or raped of his choice by being molested. So, like, trauma is a big thing.
It's kind of like when women are being physically abused. Like, you go to your abuser for comfort. You want the same person that hurt you to make you feel better. So it's probably kind of the same thing with sexual abuse. They are sexually abused by men, so they are still attracted to men because it's all they know. Or women, same thing. I think it's the same thing. Like you guys said that you can see two soft bodies together over two hard bodies. It's not manly for two men to be sexual, but it's the same thing to me. Gay is gay.
It is the same thing. It is the same thing.
Girls don't get a pass because
I mean,
they're
it's the same
female.
thing, but I think I agree. I think it's the look of it. Again, I have nothing against, gay men because I have a lot of gay friends.
Gay friends.
Yeah, so it's not anything against them, but I just, with women, I guess, with us being so feminine and, I've never been with a woman before, but
Me neither.
I can see where. So we know the answer to that question.
That's like not on my bucket list. Like,
Yeah,
I'm okay if I
it's not.
die with never experiencing that.
Being with a woman, right?
So look,
I mean,
I'm gonna switch the whole conversation now because I'm gonna
Okay.
ask: have you
We
ever
do.
guys ever? Because I know I compliment women when I see women. I think women are
We're beautiful.
we
so I'm
do.
always like, oh my god, you're so pretty. Da, da, da. Some women may get it and they're like looking all at me, and some are like, oh my god, you actually thank you. You know what I mean? And I've done that before. I've like, especially if I see somebody like really gorgeous, I'm like, oh my god, you are gorgeous.
Right.
So have you ever seen someone like super gorgeous, like to the point like drop
Yeah, I mean,
and be like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I've said things like, yo, she could get it. Like, I would see a
See?
female
Yeah.
and I'd be like, yo, she could get it. But, like, for example, and Island is married, so, but I met the wife. The wife was on the podcast and everything, so, you know what I'm saying? They cool, but Island could get it. I met her, I went to a massage, and she was the masseuse. So, at first, I was confused, like, wait, is that a guy or a girl? But I think it's a girl and she fine as fuck. I was like, she doing my massage? So you know what I'm saying? So we did the massage and everything, and whatever. And I'm in there like, yo, she could get
So
it.
you mean she can get it? That means you might have a little.
Like I don't know.
that she could get.
I don't know if I could ever go through with a sexual experience, but in the moment, I'm like,
So
she
y'all
can
never
get it.
had like a moment. where you
Curiosity is the first
Right.
thing to get you there.
But-
From all what my gay friends say.
Right.
But
Right.
I don't feel like I'm that curious to be with a woman though. Like there's
I've
nothing wrong with
never
it.
So
felt
what
like
if I
that.
had that opportunity? What if somebody just actually boom bam laid it on you? What would you do? And it was and you
They
actually
laid it on you. You
But
have to
you just-
decide to let them lay it on you.
You might be in the
That means
circumstance
you were already
where
there.
they was like, it might be the right time. Maybe I was drunk or something. You know how they be showing
Uh-huh.
to me I was drinking.
I don't
Who knows? I don't know.
I feel like
I've been drunk a lot, and I've never wanted to experience anything with a woman.
I think that all women, and you know what? I was reading something and they said all women and men, they've had an instance in their life where they can have a connection with the same sex.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I
So
believe that.
I feel like at my age, at this point, I've been in situations where I can have a connection with a female, but that's just not.
It's just
not
won't be a sexual
right. It would not be a sexual connection.
We have a
I love my
We're all
meat.
connected.
I love my meat.
You can love your meat now.
That's it. Like I love meat. Like that's it. What I'm saying, can't nothing. Right.
There's no replacement.
Right. Just like the video that I sent you. I don't know if y'all had listened to it. Ziggy was busy, and then the one Tasha barely comment one. The video where it was Marlon. If y'all haven't seen the show Marlon, y'all need to check it out. It's so damn funny.
I love Marlon.
It was, you were busy this weekend. But anyway, it was like a video where the guy was playing her, and so at the end of the show, she was like, two friends consoling each other, and she was like, at the end of the day, you still got me, and she was like, bitch, that ain't the same. That is not, like, bitch, you're my girl, but that me.
I gotta have to do. I don't know if I could hold hands all day and come home to a female all day, like look at a female all day. But
No, I need that masculine energy in my life. I need that masculine energy in my life.
I love it.
It's enough of me.
I appreciate a man.
Right.
I adore a man. Just like we are beautiful to men, men are beautiful to me.
right?
But anyway, I was trying to tell my honesty. I'm sure everybody everybody probably was trying to hear what I was gonna say. Cause I'm my honest moment. They was like, what was she gonna say?
Okay, go ahead, Tasha.
So anyway, I had a moment one time. I was in this training. I don't know who this girl was, where she at out there, but let me tell you something. Like, that was the first time I had a moment like This
She
girl,
gonna beat.
she was like, you know how you have like so kind of like maybe like a Dej Loaf type chick.
Okay.
Like she was feminine, but she had a little, like, you know what I'm saying? Like she, so in other words, she came in with like the ripped jeans on, but they were boyfriend jeans, like you know how they got a little baggy. But she had on like heels, right? But then she had on a shirt that was like a tank top with a big blazer, like, you know, a big baggy blazer. Right. But then she had braids and it was flung to the side but with no jewelry on. So it was kind of like she was feminine, but it was like type of like an Aaliyah type
like
girl. But then she was wearing some kind of like man cologne. So the whole time she had on this man cologne, and I'm like, who got this cologne on that's in this training? So every time she get up, she go to the bathroom. I'm getting like, she got the. Let me tell you something. That whole week, I don't know what I was like. This girl, and she would come in like she was coming in fly. Like I'm talking about, she came in with a little hat on. She came in with like the boots, but then it was like, you know, she was like boy shirt hanging off to the side. I'm like, yo, this girl's fly. So I couldn't take it one day. When she went to the bathroom, I was kind of like intrigued, and I was just standing there staring at her, and I was like, oh my god, she's in the bathroom with me. And I was like, tell her, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I mean, I'm just saying, I didn't get with the girl, y'all, because I love my man, but I just so was intrigued. I think, like, for that hot moment, like, so I told her, I was like, you are fly, and she was like, oh.
Thank you.
And I was like, in my mind, I was like, you fly. But I was waiting for something like, you want me to drop my number? I'm like, I might want to go on a brunch date, you know? But then I was like, no, we went to fly right with my kids. No. They would disown me and everything. But anyway.
I feel like maybe you do have like an attraction to female energy. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I guess that's normal.
She was fly. She was just so fly. Like it was like if Aaliyah walked in here right now. You know what I mean? That look. It was just like.
What about the other one? I can't think of her name. Not Ella Mom, but the other one.
Her?
No, not her. She a rapper. And she had the Damn, I can't think of her name right now. And then she was talking about giving my boy, like giving me another when she beat low throw. No.
Young M.A.
Who was her name?
Young M.A.
Yeah.
No, because she looked like a dude.
She looked like a dude, but her feminine self was fly.
She's an attractive girl.
Yeah, she is an attractive girl.
She would be.
She's like rap or whatever.
She is an attractive girl, and she's also an attractive. Like she's somebody that I would say she could get it.
I've never thought that anybody could get it, but I know an attractive gay person or homosexual person when I see one. There's also this girl named Tash Sultana, I think. The girl is talented. I think she's great. She's talented. No, she can't get it. But she's talented, but she's also an attractive, like, homosexual girl. Mm. No, she's like a white girl though. I don't really know what she is. But she's attractive. But I know what you're saying about Young and
Yeah, like again, I don't.
But they can't get it.
Right. They could get it. They could get it, but they can't get it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. They can't.
Yeah, they can get it, but they can't get it. Like I said,
look. That's it.
Right. Like we said.
I mean, you know attractive people when you see attractive people. Mm-hmm. So that's period. Across the board.
Right. I agree.
You know, attractive people are based on the symmetry of the face. Mm-hmm. Period. That's man, true. Woman, cat, dog.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Symmetric equals attractive usually. Right. Mm-hmm. Yes. So
at the end of the day, we love everybody, even gay people. Like I said, I got family, I got friends that are gay, and I love them.
They are the most loyal people.
Let me tell you something. I always said if I had a roommate, I'm sorry, ladies, but they would have to be gay because I'm not rooming with no chicks because you just clash too much. But if you get a gay person, listen, I would actually date I want a gay guy.
Well, I wouldn't say they mind their own business.
I mean,
a lot of. I mean, I love you. They can be a little messy. They could be a little messy.
I mean, well, it depends on which kind
you deal with.
There's classes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
We talking about the echelon.
I love my gay people. I do. I would want a gay guy with me because it's like the best of both of us.
Yeah, the best of both.
And you got a woman together. They telling you, and they are honest people. Mm-hmm. They will tell you, especially the gay guys. They would let you know, honey.
Shout out to James.
James is James.
James is very honest. Like
he'll let you know if you busted and everything. Like, honey, he probably gonna tell about that one nail that I got missing right now. He like, honey, you know what? James don't get down to the
together.
James don't get down to the nitty gritty like that. I think he's more honest with you as far as like business and
He gonna tell my mama.
progression and stuff like
He
that.
was like, Tasha,
But-
I don't think that,
Nah.
people help that way. You should have did your nail before you
Nah.
held the cup.
No. Ain't nobody seeing your nail.
You thugging.
Right.
We thugging out here. This is real life.
Right, real life. Like, it's the thuggish.
Okay, like, should I? Okay, so I have statistics because I wanted to just get numbers and just see what the world thinks about people being born gay. So Pew Research Center is a place that they do research. They hold studies on social sciences. So things like politics, marriage, gender equality, things, just religion, sex, all of those type of things that affect us socially. They do studies to see what the stats are throughout the United States. So I have numbers, and numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie.
Okay, so Pew Research Center suggests that the Americans who think that people are born gay, 41% of Americans think that people are born gay. And 8% think that it is a result of your upbringing. Only 8%. And 42% think that it's just the way that those people choose to live.
Okay.
So they don't think you're necessarily born that gay, but once you're an adult, they figure that you choose to live that life.
That's a large percentage of people just think that you choose.
America is getting more and more liberal by the year. I got other stats too, but right now we just talking about this. Okay, so African Americans, 66% of African Americans think that people choose the lifestyle. So it's a bigger percentage of us that think that you're not born that way, but that's just the way you
choose to live.
Whites and Hispanics, they were close in what they thought. 44% of whites say that people are born lesbian or gay, and 39% say that it's a choice. Hispanics are similar, and 48% say that people are born that way, and 36% say that it is a choice.
Okay, well.
I think they didn't have the trauma, because I think trauma is the biggest.
Trauma is probably a mixture of upbringing and a choice.
Oh yeah, I guess, yeah, that makes sense.
And there were 9% of Americans who just don't care. You do what you want.
Well,
I think based on this podcast and just what I thought about it, I think trauma has a lot to do with it. I don't know if being born gay.
Trauma has a lot to do with it.
Like, I used to think that you could be born gay, and then I thought about trauma, because then I thought, like, damn, it had to be a trigger that caused you.
Or it could just be an internal compass that tells you this
Because
is what you're attracted to.
At 1 or 2, well, I guess like with that girl, I think her name is Jessie. I think at like 1 and 2, like her toys of preference were girl stuff versus boy stuff.
right.
So I guess I don't know.
You guys just give us comments and let us know
Yeah,
what
what
you think.
think?
We would definitely love to hear.
Yes.
Where can they find us at? You better know where you can find us at.
Well, you can find me. I am Ziggy Bailey on Instagram. And you can find Tasha.
I just go by the Traveling Pants of the Single Mom. So you just go ahead and find me on the Traveling Pants.
And me, 3-30. Don't ask me what it means, what it's for neither. Just at 3-30.
Just go find it.
Yes, so find us, but our podcast page is the Traveling Pants of a Single Mom. So just find us on IG, we're on Facebook, and we're on all the platforms. We're on Google Play, we're on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher,
Did you say Google Play?
Speaker, and iTunes. I think I got it all. But yes, go check us out. Let us know what you feel. Do you think people are born gay? Let's hear what you guys have to say about it, what your opinions are. So let's talk about it, guys. Anything else you want to say?
Well, the Wisdom Wednesday quote of the week
Is
small shots, no, big shots are just small shots who kept shooting.
ooh,
So whatever it is that you want to do, you might not be there yet,
but keep going.
Boom,
Yes.
bam.
All right. So thanks so much for listening to the Traveling Pants of a Single Mom, and we out.
Peace.